Hello and welcome to this bit unusual video about a Luxman compact disc transport. Even though it says CD player, it is a transport only, D-113D, and a Behringer Ultra Curve Pro, which is basically a very fancy equalizer. It's both graphic, parametric and dynamic, and there's all sorts of options there. But anyway, to the transport, I was going to do a separate video because it's quite a good machine. It's not really expensive, and obviously Luxman is a very renowned company. For very little money, like a few $100s only, and for transports that's not really that much, you know, for 500 maybe, you can get that. And it's SPD curve. If I turn off the light, it's pretty decent, nice and square, you know, not many artifacts. So if you are after a transport, dedicated transport, that's maybe one to buy. Not many of them, because they are hard to fix, and they need a service after 25 years, and a lot of people don't know what to do. They break the bits. But I've made videos about it before, so I won't go into that anymore. To the Ultra Curve, I'm a great fan of Behringer, and even in my workshop I have this Ultra Match, which I use as a DEQ. It's very, very good unit. It sounds fine, and Lampizator puts tubes onto that. So, and I reckon that's one of his favorite ones. So, what have we got here? Because I don't really need it, you know. Maybe I could use it for setting up both channels to be perfectly even on a peak meter, but I mean, I have oscilloscope for that, and it tells you all sorts of things, you know, about peaks and levels, and maybe I could compare two of my Vadia players because they sound a bit different. I can find out where those differences are. But anyway, to the insides, because that's the most interesting thing. What we have here is a lot of analog devices, processors, but the main DEQ is a couple of AKMs, and let me get my magnifying glass and can tell you AK2496 VF they are. Okay, and AKM is a Japanese company, very high quality DEQs and pretty expensive too. So obviously that's where the magic happens. I cannot say much about it. Well, there's one chip with a scraped area on it, so obviously they thought it was, you know, important enough to hide it. Now what's here interesting is that in the power supply, I open it up, and this is basically a new device. Have a look, two capacitors are bulged and leaking, and one is on the bulge. So lucky I picked it up, because I can now replace them and save that board from being damaged by further leakage. And it's just strange because these are Nippon Chemical. Normally these are very, very good capacitors. I've never seen them bulge, so you know, maybe bad batch, who knows. So that's all. I don't know if I'm going to keep this thing or what, but certainly it looks nice, and it does all sorts of things, you know. I didn't get a manual for it as yet. Maybe I'll read up and find out. What we are listening to, though, if you're interested, these are Middle Eastern sounds, Persian jazz. We have a bassist here called Kate Pass in Perth in Western Australia, and she's off to New York to do her Masters in Music and Composition. I was just on a farewell concert, and it's a pity that she's leaving, but I suppose, you know, she's following the footsteps of another one. We have in Perth here, Perth in Western Australia, Linda Mai Han O, which those of you who are into jazz will know that she was a bassist with Pat Metheny Quartet for a number of years. Now she does her own project. And we have a third bassist called Judah Lee. We have 3 female bassists here, and I don't really know which one is the best. You know, they're all 3 of them are fabulous. Well, that's all, folks. Sorry about waffling on about spurious things, but I thought that these are interesting items, so I thought I'll share them with you. Thank you, and till the next one. Bye-bye.